about me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
What's up? Welcome back to my world. My name is Farrah Larae. If this is your first time here, welcome to my world. This is the place where we talk about lifestyle, faith, fashion, family, and finding happiness within. In today's topic, we're going to be brief, but this was something that I felt like was placed on my heart that I think is important that we just talk about today. So I have my notes and we're going to dive right into it. So this is 5 ways to see increase in your personal growth in this new year. We just stepped into a new year, and that is very exciting. For some, it can be a little bit intimidating because we're like, oh, I don't even have a New Year's resolution. I didn't have time to create my vision board. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it ain't that deep, baby, okay? So in today's topic, I want you to grab your pen and your paper or your notepad on your phone, or if you're using your phone, write it down or mental note it, something, because these are 5 ways that you can increase your personal growth. It's not going to take a whole vision board, although they're good, and I personally have one and I think they're great so that we can continue to remember what we're working towards, but it doesn't take a whole vision board. It doesn't take a whole New Year's resolution. All it takes is commitment to yourself that you are going to make a change in this new year. All right. So the first thing is, first, break old habits. Remember, I talked about how this is going to take commitment. You literally have to commit to yourself so much that your goals are far more important than comfortability. I saw a quote the other day on Instagram that said something to the effect of discipline beats what motivation can't do, or something like that. I shared it on my story because I thought that was so impactful. When you really are disciplined and you make that conscious decision that, hey, I'm going to change these habits. I'm going to stop doing these things that I know are toxic, that are not building me up. They're only holding me back. They're not helping me move forward. When you make that conscious decision and you discipline yourself, then you're going to start to see results. For me, one of the things that I want to do is work on using positives rather than negatives. So instead of saying, I am not going to eat wrong this year because I do not want to get fatter. Notice I put the ER. But notice that I'm saying I do not want to do something. Instead of saying things like that, I'm working on saying, you know what? I'm going to eat healthy, or I'm going to make a healthier choice today so that I can feel good after I eat. Does that make sense? A bad habit is something that we do all the time that is tearing us down, or it may not even be tearing you down. It's just something that you personally don't like. And for me, it's that negative, I can't think of what the right word would be, but it's just that overshadowing negative situation. Like, instead of saying, hey, you better clean your room or you're not going outside, how about, hey, let's clean up your room, and then after that we can go outside. I just want to work on being more positive in the way that I'm responding to things, or even that's what it is. I want my motivation behind it to be more positive than negative. Not, I'm going to do this so that I don't have this. I'm going to pay my bills so that my water's not turned off. No, I have the honor of having the money and the blessings to be able to pay my water bill. Let me pay my water bill. Like, simple as that, rather than the negative side. So that's the habit that I want to break. So think about a bad habit that you would like to break in this new year and moving forward in your life so that you can see positive change and see growth in your personal life. All right, the next one is learn a new language. Now, you may not be able to learn a language top to bottom, but I think it's always important to somewhat be able to learn the culture. And maybe that's what this should have been rather than language, but learn a little bit about a new culture. Being able to diversify yourself and communicate with others, or even empathize with others based on culture, what would have been a cultural barrier, is definitely something that you should do. So I was going to school in college. I took a couple of Spanish classes. I didn't retain any of it. No, I'm just kidding. I remember a little bit of it. But one of the things, my go-to saying If like I buy something from a grocery store and I know this person does not necessarily speak English, or I've heard them speaking Spanish while I was shopping and stuff, after I may say gracias. And then they're like, de nada. They want to have this whole conversation and I'm like, hold on a second. Mi vocabulario de español es muy pequeña. And that's what I say. And then they're like, wait, like you're actually good. Like your accent is really good. Like the fact that you at least tried to communicate, like A+, you know, and people really enjoy that. Or even being able to resonate with or have some sort of understanding about another culture, whether it's their food or their attire or the way that they do things. I think sometimes, I can't speak for any other country, but sometimes in America, we find ourselves getting so stuck in our ways that we expect everyone else to adapt to us, and we do very little work to adapt to someone else or someone else's culture or what they're used to. So, and this is a way, you may wonder, why is this a way to see increase in my personal growth? Because it's gonna unlock your mind a little bit to understand someone else from their perspective. And then you'll see yourself being able to mix and mingle with people from other places and communicate with other people. Your mind is going to expand, it's going to grow. And that in turn opens up your opportunities and your possibilities. I have friends from all over the world who call me, hey, what are you doing? I know their time zone. I'm like, sis, why are you up right now? Like, being able to just have that world view and expand your mind is a definite way to see increase in your personal growth. You'll also start to understand that your life is not just what it is. You know what I mean? Like there's other people out there who have fresh ideas, who are creative, who are exciting, and learning a little bit. So scratch that, not learn a new language, but learn a little bit more about another culture and their values. Okay. Number 3, change the way you eat. Now, I am not telling you to go on a crazy diet. I am not telling you to pick up on a vegan or vegetarian or whatever pescatarian life. What I am saying is start putting in some nutrient foods that make you feel good, make you, when you're ready for a snack, go grab some grapes or some juicy watermelon or cut up an apple. Eat something good and watch your body. You're going to start to feel good. You're going to feel energized. You're going to be ready to keep going throughout the day. You might even want to sit down and just be like, wow, like, and really feel your body and be like, yo, I don't feel the way that I usually feel after I have a snack, after my hot Cheetos or my Takis. Like, I don't feel that way. And I think this is something that's important as well as a woman, as you're growing up. And this is something we'll talk more about here on the channel. But as a woman, as you're continuing to grow and your body is changing and developing and things like that, like it's a never ending journey for us. I think it's important to every now and then put some fruit in you, get a nice salad. You're gonna see the difference. You might still be a little bit hungry, but that's because you've trained your body to eat more than you probably even need to. So change the way you eat. Try something healthy. Try a nice salad. Have something fresh, some fresh fruit and some vegetables, and watch how it changes the way that you feel about yourself. Number 4 is become more self-aware. This kind of coincides with changing bad habits or breaking old habits, but it goes deeper because when we become more self-aware, we start to notice, so old habits are things that we're aware of, right? Like, ooh, I should really stop biting my nails, or which I don't. In fact, when I was a little girl, I used to bite my nails. And my mom told me, if you stop biting your nails, I'll take you to the nail shop and I'll let you get your nails done. And sis wanted to look cute, baby. I think I was like 6 or 7. And I wanted to be cute. But my mom helped me to realize, like, yo, number 1, I am capable of breaking this bad habit. Number 2, by breaking this bad habit, it's helping me to be able to do something else that I enjoy. So bad habits are those things that we're consciously aware of, that we see. Becoming more self-aware helps us to sit back and really zone in and see, what am I doing wrong? What are my toxic traits? How am I affecting other people negatively? How am I affecting myself? What negative attributes do I have that are rubbing off on someone that I care about that I don't want to necessarily see them do either? If you ever want to know, I came up with this like earlier today, literally. If you ever want to know if someone is paying attention to you, start doing something that will make them mimic your behavior. So if it's sing, like just start singing. If they start singing, they're paying attention. If you go and cross your arms and they cross their arms, they're paying attention. Now, if you're already singing and you go to a lower octave or change where you are and they change too, they're listening. If you scrunch up your face like you're squinting or you have an attitude or something, they're gonna do it too. And you're gonna see your behavior is directly affecting them because they're paying attention to you. And I notice this because my daughter is the same way. I do little things and then she does it. It may not be right away, but later I'll see her doing it and I'm like, where did you get that from? And I'll pay attention to her and I really observe her. And then I do it again and then she does it and I'm like, oh, you got it from me. Whatever it may be the smallest thing, but understand that when you become more self-aware and really start observing yourself, you'll see there's other things that you'll say. For example, I say like a lot, right? I'm like. I said it even segueing into the example. That came from me being self-aware. That came from me watching my YouTube videos or looking at my live replays. I'm like. I'm like, yeah, there it is. And that's something that you can decide you want to eliminate that completely, or you can decide to keep it. It doesn't matter. But when you become more self-aware, you become more in tune with yourself. You start to listen to your body, listen to your habits. Notice when you have a little bit of weight gain. And ask yourself, well, what am I eating differently? Notice when your hair is growing at a rapid pace or when it's taking a little bit longer. Notice when your skin seems like your pores are huge, you're getting all these pimples and breakouts, and understand, well, what am I doing? What have I been doing differently lately that is causing this? Or when you're saying something too much. I know I don't personally cuss, but if you cuss too much or that's something you want to reel in, I say things like, dang. But I'm trying not to say those things because, again, I have a daughter watching me. I don't want her to grow and think that that's okay. So when we have a reflection of a child looking at us, or we see family and friends who really look up to us, it's easy to notice when we're doing something. But when I was a single, didn't have a child, nothing, I really had to take time and settle myself and pay more attention to the things that I was doing and the contributions that I was making to the world. Okay, we spent a lot of time on that one. So let's move on to number 5. And you know what? I just got a bonus one too. So we're going to say 6 ways to increase your personal growth in this new year. But we're going to go to number 5. Reduce stress in your life. Whatever that looks like. If it's the pressure of trying to get things done, if it's the pressure of trying to make other people happy, if it's the pressure of trying to please yourself, whatever those things are that are causing you to stress out, reduce it. And if you can, eliminate it. Because what you'll start to realize, stress is a lie. Like, it's the least tangible thing in the world that causes the most physical reaction that we've ever seen. I can sit here and stress about the fact that I'm doing this video. And I can stress about the fact that I want it out at a certain time. And I can stress about whether or not people are going to watch it. I can stress about the number of subscribers I have right now. I can stress about the fact that maybe I didn't do my hair like I wanted for this video. But what does any of it have to do with anything? We're here now. We're making this video. I feel good. I hope that you feel good watching. We're giving this insight and this advice and this information that can change a person's life. Why would I sit here and stress over something that is totally irrelevant to what we're trying to accomplish here and now? You see what I mean? Stop stressing over your weight. Stop stressing over your diet. Stop stressing over the fact that you didn't get to clean up your house because your kid was all over the place and you just decided to relax. I literally had to tell myself, stress is a lie. Stop allowing stress to get to you. And I say it's a lie. Psychologists might beg to differ, or scientists, or whoever. But I say it's a lie because it's made up. Like, it's literally something that we either place on ourselves or allow other people to place on us. And it stops us from moving forward. It's the most silent and deadly killer that cripples us and then shows it has physical results. Like, we literally can see people get lumps in their backs and have these migraines and pits in your stomach. Like, trust me. Stress is created by ourselves in our minds or by what someone else is putting off onto us. So find ways to reduce stress. If I literally had a pep talk with myself one time, when I began to realize that stress was a lie, I sat down and I was getting dressed. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to be late. And I'm trying to hurry up and get my daughter dressed and I'm getting me dressed and all this other stuff. And I stopped and I literally had to stop myself and I was like, hold on a second. The place that you're going is going to be there. Yes, you're a little late. You like to be on time. No problem. But you rushing is not going to help. take your time. Within reason, take your time. Get the baby dressed. Get you dressed. Get out the house. Make sure you do all your checks and balances. Set your alarm. Lock your door. Go to the car. Buckle the baby in all the way. Take your time. Put your bags down. Get in the front seat. Put the keys in the ignition. Start the car. Drive carefully and get to where you need to be. I literally had to slow everything down just like that. And do you know that that helped me? Like, it literally changed the trajectory of my day. I probably would have been stressing. I would have felt bad. I would have had this guilt that, oh my gosh, I was late and all this other stuff. But for what? When I got there, no one had anything to say. Everybody was happy that I was there. It wasn't, oh my God, you were late. But imagine if I would have walked in there with the weight of me feeling like, oh, I'm late. Then I would have brought that negative energy into the room and people would have been affected by that. Then it would have made me not have a good time. Like, all of these things were avoided because I simply had a pep talk with myself and I stopped myself and was like, look, everything is going to be okay. Do what you can, and whatever happens on the other side of that is what happens, okay? Learn to reduce stress in your life. Now, here's the bonus one. This is a bonus for you because I think this is so important and we all need to do it. Surround yourself with people who believe in your growth. I'm going to say that again. Surround yourself with people who believe in your growth. The reason that I say this is because sometimes we set goals for ourselves and we want to accomplish things in our lives, but then we're surrounded by people who are haters, they're jealous, they just are negative Nancy's all on their own, and their negativity starts to weigh us down. That now I'm telling you about my dreams and you're negative about it, so I'm like, yeah, maybe she's right. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe it is too far-fetched. Yeah, she's right. How am I going to get the funding to start that business? Yeah, maybe they're right. How am I going to see something like that happen in my lifetime? No, baby. Surround yourself with people who believe in your growth. People who are either growing themselves or who want to see you grow. Because like for me, there's some times where I've seen a lot of people where their grandparents believe in them, but their grandparents know that they've reached their peak in their life, or they feel like, you know, whatever my lot, it's dealt to me and this is where I'm at, but I want to push you forward. So there's some people who are in a disposition that either can't go any further or have chosen, this is the place that I love most in my life and this is where I want to be. But I know that you want more for yourself, so I'm going to push you beyond that. So be around people who either push you forward or who are going forward themselves, because then it ain't, I won't say it ain't a competition because some people are still competitive in that respect, but just use discernment and use wisdom and pay attention to people who are genuinely rooting for you versus who want a piece of your pie or who are like, oh yeah, girl, you got it, but they really hating on you. Like, pay attention, because God will show us who's for us and who's not, especially if we pray and ask him. But it's up to us to take all of that into account. All right? Let's do a quick recap and then we're going to get out of here. I feel like this video went on longer than it should have. 5 ways plus 1 to see increase in your personal growth. Number 1, break old habits. Number 2, learn a new culture. Learn about a new culture. Number 3, change the way you eat. Number 4, become more self-aware. Number 5, reduce stress in your life. And our bonus, surround yourself with people who support your growth. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more inspirational tips, lifestyle tips, business tips, and so much more. Leave a comment down below and tell me what are some ways that you are some things that you're doing to increase personal growth in your life this year. Until next time, I love you. God loves you so much more. Peace.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.